Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about body autonomy. What is it? And why is it important? The fetus's indefeasible right to life is always a concern for pro-lifers. Pro-lifers, a term which implies that members of this group are the only ones concerned about topics that circulate around life. Some hold the position that a woman's well-being should be superseded due to the unborn fetus. How is it reasonable to turn our backs on the woman, yet be so up in arms over a fetus? Can we say social conditioning? Religious indoctrination? How about lack of critical thinking? Understand, there is no absolute unspoken contract with the fetus to allow it to grow in the womb until it is born. So we have a case where others know what is better for the one who is the owner of the body. Yes, it is reported that God is the maker of this organic vessel. So is this a religious matter? All right. How can I forget? Psalms chapter 24, verse 1. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell within. Or 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 19 through 20. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. This was drilled in my head during my early teens. Can you tell? I did not invest in the limitation on man's dominion then, and I will not do it now. Three sharply defined positions stand out when one engages in a historical review of the ideas on ownership of the body. Ownership of the body by 1. God, 2. the individual person, and 3. society. Now, some assert there are two dimensions of the human body, the public and the private. So in the public, we have a lack of expulsion from others. The private ensures ownership. Some even go so far to say that you cannot own your own body until you are dead, because a body part is subjectivized and is not a thing until death. Only then does it become independent of the person. Now, the person, in my definition, is the animating force that drives the body. However, it appears out bloody rageous to claim one can only own the body because it's not independent of the animating force, thus not a thing. But let's not get too caught up in this. You live with your body. You determine what is best for your body. You exercise and put your body into motion. Therefore, we are awarding ownership to ourselves, not via a deity, not society. Sovereign authority is not a question. Only slavery of some fashion wishes to indoctrinate the individual into accepting they should not have property rights of their own body. We will not accept that we are regulated to stewards. I reject slavery. I do not prescribe to socialistic doctrine or philosophy. I do not accept as it dictates that people are society's property. My worth is not determined by the actions of a consumer or a producer, so one may consume. Nor do I buy into the claim that the human body, if first a social and public body, then secondly, it is a individual body. No, I am not a commodity for society, the public, or those who govern the public. Now, we have established that ownership of our body is ours. What of pregnancy? A woman has a right to terminate her pregnancy. Yes, a woman has a right to terminate her pregnancy. Assuming she was not raped, a victim of incest, etc., I would hope she would include the man in the decision. He was an equal participant and should have an equal say. Also, doesn't the father have certain property rights over the fetus too? Is that at least a question that should be asked? However, I digress. People have convictions and a right to follow them. However, if they value freedom of religion, then they should also consider that freedom from religion be respected. It arouses disgust within me that others can put the life and health of a woman in peril due to those that live under religious rule. Do you not understand this is a shockingly cruel violation of a separation between church and state? The church here is eagerly issuing policy, or at least heavily influencing it via the political parties. What about the disrespectful act of denial to fellow human beings to make decisions that affect primarily them? Do you not see the ground around you? Do you not see it breaking? If you do not have basic body autonomy, what do you have? What is body autonomy? Okay, think of it as personal independence of body use. Personal independence of body use. Yes, with the exercising of body autonomy comes possible abuse of the body. Yes, dignity can be defecated on by willfully involving oneself in degrading acts. However, what is of greater value to you? The individual determining their path, or relinquishing your personal power to an outside source? We can do anything we want with what we own, bodies included, as long as it does not harm anyone else or violate anyone else's property rights. With ultimate property being the body, so the use of it and the termination of it is germane to this ownership. If you are not, or I should say, if you are the type of person who will sell your freedom for security, then you will not understand one can have ethics without institutions, governmental, judicial, or religious. Establishments that bark commands and establish laws that do not aid freedom but restrict movement, thereby limiting personal experiences. They do not serve you. They only serve their own self-interest. Realistically, we understand the law regulates the use of our body from sexual experiences to consumption. Would it be best if the law stood only to protect rather than rule by law via rule of law? Yes, we do not need to be subjects to the rule of law. Law is needed to protect those who are harmed by others who do not acknowledge the sovereignty of the individual. If the law serves man, then the law will not degrade the function of body autonomy. However, many times we are reminded that the law has overstepped its rational claim to authority, as we see law generated for the sake of control and to spin "it's for your own good." Is this your future? The surrendering of your personal power and a steroidal injection into a control monster known as religion, government, small interest groups, or lobbies? Do you need to surrender your personal power, or can you claim it